I'm delighted to be joined today by Harry Lomas, Head of Culinary at Club Wembley. So Harry, thank you so much for being with us today.
Pleasure.
Just start out telling us a bit about your role there at Club Wembley, challenges, things like that.
Yeah, well, good day. I'm currently Head of Culinary at Wembley Stadium, as you say, and I'm a key player in the senior management, and we're the team responsible for delivering food and hospitality here. And we do it through all the levels throughout Wembley Stadium. I personally have got direct responsibility for 5 full-time head chefs, 10 back of house guys who look after me, and of course all the front of house staff who work alongside us. And on a match day, up to 250 chefs will come in from the variable pool and also the agencies. I got 8 main restaurants which we work with, over 600 food outlets across the stadium, and 98 kitchens that we work in. Deliver over about 5,000 hospitality meals, 2,000 plus on buffets, and over 60,000 on the concessions. So it's quite a busy place to operate.
It definitely sounds it, but I know someone, when I was going through your CV, as it were, I know the British Army and London 2012 are in there. So perhaps, you know, that delivering that amount sounds a lot, but with your London 2012 and British Army experience, maybe not.
Well, I retired after 34 years in the Army as a major, and I was responsible as a senior catering advisor for the Army headquarters, responsible for operational feeding and all feeding troops at home as well and around the world. And I had about 2,500 chefs working to make it happen. I worked with Her Majesty delivering her protocol and state and ceremonial feeding. And then I went on to the 2012 Olympics and Paralympics, which was an outstanding learning curve for me, delivering over 144,000 meals a day. Not long after that, I moved to the luxury 5-star country retreat in Hertfordshire, known as the Grove Hotel. And I managed there about 90 full-time chefs. But after 6 years, I was looking for a challenge, and I moved to the National Stadium here in Wembley. And of course, all these roles have helped me develop, to where I am now, and to be able to work with a diverse team of operators here at Wembley Stadium to deliver the best we can.
And then obviously, you know, it'd be remiss not to mention, unfortunately, we're still in the pandemic. But, you know, we're starting to get back to some semblance of normality. But, you know, how have you had to sort of adapt, evolve the offering at Club Wembley?
Yeah, well, it has been, an interesting year. The early stages of the pandemic, we had a great opportunity here at the stadium to work with some local charities and feeding from the stadium. We were running the Compassion for London charity. We had the full operational team here, and we had people from Club Wembley and the stadium all helping deliver. We were receiving goods and donations, creating menus, cooking, packaging, dispatching. Over 100,000 meals we did during the month of May. And that was working with chefs, as I say, Club Wembley. I think we had about over 300 people helping us to bring it together. So that was the early stages of the pandemic. But over the last 12 months or so, the team at Wembley have been part of the government research programme, as you well know. And that's been gathering data to enable the government to make the right choices as we move forward. So all our protocols, our social distancing regimes, hand washing, sanitizing, making sure we're involved in the lateral flow testing, and of course mask wearing, and just common sense approach in making things work. and enabling us to confidently deliver the back of house and behind closed doors catering for when we had the football events on. And of course, all that working together, and again, the whole team here at Wembley, everybody is involved in doing it, bringing it together to successfully bringing us to where we are at the current times now and be able to deliver, full events again.
And Harry, sort of onto your sort of maybe management / leadership style, what, how is it managing a team of 200 chefs, and did you say that the 9 head chefs, sort of that must be a challenge in itself?
Well, dealing with people is always a challenge. I enjoy a challenge. First and foremost, here at Wembley, we're a team, and we're going nowhere without the team. So no one person sort of does whatever he's doing. We all come together as a team. I've got a brilliant logistics team, back of house team, through to the chefs. And of course, we link very closely with the front of house team for the actual delivery. And they all play part of just bringing the success of the hospitality here at Wembley. So very much a team. And of course, when we're planning our early planning to start the events, very much work with our client, the FA. And of course, finding out what they'd like, which way direction they want to do, and what do they want to implement, what do they want to bring together for their members. So working very much together, doing our menu tastings and dialogue to create outstanding events. So I suppose my management style, it depends on who you ask, I suppose, but I think, I'm not quite sure, but I call it sort of a results based. I need to get to where I get to. I need to deliver. The one thing I've learned here at Wembley is if kickoff is 3 o'clock, kickoff's at 3 o'clock. They're not going to wait for me. So very much I have to deliver. And I suppose my way of working, I'm very much a coaching sort of guy. I want to bring on the next generation. I want to work together with people, and working together certainly makes life that little bit more easier as we get through the events. So a bit of, I don't know, collaboration of everybody, right from the FA, right down to back of house and the stewards and everybody else. As a leader, again, depending who you're talking to, but suppose I'm a charismatic leader. Inspirational, of course, I would say that. And again, just I think going back to teamwork, it all sort of fits together. Of course, my military background, very much teamwork all the way through the Olympics and everything else I've done. So very much I'm a team player. The days of, I don't know, screaming and shouting are long gone. It's great to work with a team here at Wembley that want to work here and to make things happen and are professional. And pretty much everybody who works here wants to be here. We don't force anybody to be at Wembley. People come through the doors to want to work here and deliver a successful event.
And then to moving forward, Harry, what's up next for Club Wembley?
Yeah, so we're coming to the end of this year. So we're starting to have dialogues now with the FA. All the time we're looking to develop dishes and talking to our clients, talking to our customers, and all that feedback comes back to us. They've got comment cards and various things come back to us, and we try and implement that into the menus as we move forward. So 120, our sort of top, delivering a 5-course fine dining experience. Again, very much the same. We're going to introduce a new, some more plant-based dishes into the 120. And again, much of a muchness. It's a success story up here. What we don't want to do is to break something, to mend something that's not broken. So again, it's very much of a muchness. That's a 5-course meal up here. Moving down to Bobby Moore, they deliver a 4-course, more of a banqueting style menu there. And again, we're in conversations with the members there of which way they want to go in the new year. So watch this space. But at the moment, it's a 4-course banqueting meal. Two very interesting restaurants are the Ark and Venue, and we've just had them refurbished, fully refurbished, and we're looking to do and deliver a new grill and brasserie style menu in both of those, and I think that will be a real plus for the members. Private boxes, as you know, delivering a banqueting style menu throughout. And again, that can be plated or buffet as we're moving forward. The number 9, which is, well, I think it's one of our better restaurants. It's buffet. And again, this has been recently refurbished. It's outstanding in there. They've got some nice lighting, ambience in there, some music. But from a food perspective, it's a grazing menu. Got some great meats from our local butchers, British beef, 4 ribs, Wicks Manor sustainable pork, English lamb, RSPCA accredited chicken. So really working around all the local produce, sustainable produce, and we can tell a real great story within the number 9 restaurant. Again, with the fish in there, we've got local oysters from Colchester actually being shucked as the shuckers are going round the room. Scottish smoked salmon we're using, Greenland prawns, again, all sustainable. And we're working with a couple of fishmongers who bring in our Atlantic cod. Again, you know, it's absolutely, you know, I mean, bang on. And we make the gravlax from the salmon, from the Atlantic salmon as well we get in. Speciality bar, we've had everything in there from our curries, chow mains, paellas and pastas. And we try and do a dish depending on who the teams are. If there's another country coming in, we try and tilt a nod to the country that we're playing over in the speciality bar. So really lots going on within the number 9. I think it's one of my favorite restaurants, to be honest. Over in the center circle, that's been a success story. All street food in there. Again, a grazing menu, barbecue beef ribs, fish and chips, pasta, mac and cheese, shawarmas, sausage and mash, tacos, Thai curries, that sort of thing. Small dishes, grazing, not quite bowl food, but that sort of thing. Have 2 or 3 different dishes as you're going round. And again, well situated. The seats are just across the way from where you are. And of course, you know, I mean, the idea, not forgetting, you know, in 3/4 of the stadium is under general admission. So on levels 1, 2, and 5, we've got our hot dogs, fish and chips. Again, always sustainable cod fillets, our British sausage, bat, chicken and chips, southern fried coated chicken and chips. Again, with dips and what have you, a favorite for all the family. Burgers and chips, it doesn't matter where you go. If I don't put burgers on, I'm going to be in trouble. So burgers, cheeseburgers are on each level. So I think what we try and do is across the whole of the board is to give a nod to most sort of food that we're delivering. I'm very keen that we use local, sustainable food. And again, we're going to work even more going forward, making sure we try and reduce our carbon footprint. The FA are very keen, and we're part of them on their journey to make it as good as we can. We have reduced our food waste by better menu planning, working closer with our clients. Again, reducing packaging, reducing just general waste, I think, all the way around. I think it's been on the news, you know, I mean, quite a lot over the last couple of weeks. I think we've just got to get better at trying to save the planet a bit. You know, I mean, we ain't going to do it on our own, but we can certainly have a good dig into making it work. So yeah, really, I think sustainability is going to play a big part of moving forward.
Indeed, like you say, I think sustainability, carbon zero, net zero, that's all but what everyone's aiming for. But, so coming back to the sector itself, how do you foresee it evolving, over the next sort of, maybe 12 to 24 months as we hopefully come out of the pandemic and start getting back to normal?
Yeah, great question. How would you ever thought we'd have disappeared into the pandemic as quick as we did? Assuming everything is going right, it's going to take us, I think, over 12 to 18 months to get anywhere back to where we were pre-pandemic. Having said that, the pandemic has given us time to reflect, have a look at things that we do, and how we're going to get through the next year. So one of the things that we're working with Delaware North and the stadium is we've introduced our own apprenticeship program. So directly training the chefs here at Wembley to get accreditation and to get qualifications, which is the first time we've done that. But if we don't breed our own chefs, we're going to find them very hard to get hold of. So we've started that. We're into our third week now, and that's going very well. Looking for, on the supply side, looking at local suppliers, not relying on sort of long haul stuff to come in. So shorter the journey, more reliable, but of course we're a big stadium. This is a national stadium. And when we're up to feeding 80, 90,000 people, that's a lot of food you need to get in. So whilst we work as best we can with our local suppliers, sometimes we've got to go a little further afield to get what we need to deliver. And I suppose the other bit of change we're doing here is we've introduced more plant food and more of, beans and pulses and seeds for our dishes, chia, bulgur, wheat, freckle, rye, teff, spelt, all that sort of stuff is becoming more in the dishes. We'll listen to what the public want, whilst it's not everybody that wants that. There is certainly some of our clients that do. And here we try and cover as many of the, I suppose it's not dietaries, I like to call it more of preferences. The idea, just because I eat a salad, there's no way I'm a vegetarian. So the idea, it's more about, I think, what people would like to eat. So I would say it's preference driven.
Perfect. Well, we are looking forward to following yours and Club Wembley's culinary journey, Harry. Thank you so much for joining us today. And we shall keep a lookout.
Yeah, and thank you very much indeed. I've thoroughly enjoyed talking to you. I think to sum up what we want here from the culinary team is we simple, sustainable food. It's very simple, presented nicely and served with passion, and making sure that our customers enjoy their journey. I think it's as simple as that. That's all we're trying to do here. So we're not rocket science, just keep it very simple, straightforward, and just work together as a team.
Sounds good, Harry. Thank you so much for your time.
It's a pleasure. Thank you.